Hey, Eli here. Today I want to talk to you about the GFX 100S. I rented the 50 millimeter from Sigma 1.4 EF version, adapted it with the Fringer EF to GFX Pro. Chose this one for the aperture ring. Makes things a lot easier. The adapter works great. Focus is the same as if I were to use the 45 mil or the 80 mil. Maybe a little quicker, a little quieter because the lenses are faster. Sharpness is amazing. 1.4 does it. It's great. Don't think I shot outside of 1.4. I might have, but yeah, I think I just stuck with that because it was perfect. Vignetting is very minimal. It's a lens that I definitely think I might pick up. I've already put the 45 up for sale, so when it sells, I'll either pick that up or today I have coming in the Canon 50 millimeter 1.2 EF version. So I want to see how that holds up because that's a lens that I love. I've used the 51.2 and the Sigma 51.4 on Canon and Nikon over the years. Photographed hundreds of weddings with those two. They're both amazing, but with mirrorless, you get a little more accurate focus with those lenses. So since they are made for SLRs. So yeah, let's jump in the computer here. I'll show you some quick images from Idaho. It was cold, so bear with me while I was out there. Everything was a little quicker than usual. But yeah, let's jump in here to Lightroom. We've got my sister-in-law. We're in Freak Alley in Boise, Idaho, or Boise. We can see her eyes are tack sharp. 100 megapixels. I mean, you could print this and have no problems. And let's look at that vignetting. You're going to hear buzzing from my loop deck, probably. It has little buzz response, lets you know that it worked. So we can see that vignetting. And my brother, vignetting and the sharpness. The plane of focus is razor thin, which is great. There's times when that's awesome, and there's times when it's not. And this is a time when it's cool. But yeah, love it. All right, and I'm just being a little creative here, messing around. I guess I did shoot at 2.0, so let's see how sharp we are at 2.0 full sun. Yeah, it might have fallen a little soft just from focusing, but still great. Let's pull up that lens profile at 2.0, very minimal. And on to the next. Here in an alley here, lens profile on and off. And this one, I'm not sure where it focused exactly. We're at 1.4, maybe on her hair, but still amazing. And I'm not seeing anything weird going on since it's made for full frame, except for, there's a little bit of funkiness, and that could just be bokeh and lines. Maybe right here we're seeing it kind of fall back in focus. But this is the only image I noticed that on. So next up right here, got lens profile on and off at 1.4. Looks great. This one looks like I cropped. Let's uncrop that. And lens profile on and off so you can see there. A lot of times I'll take these images and I'll crop them at a 2.3 just because it seems to work better. I think I wanted the windows in this. Yeah, that's probably why I did that. So check out the sharpness. 1.4. A little soft, yeah. Just a little soft, but still a lot of character to that image, and it's amazing. And right here, we'll check out, as we get closer, how 1.4 holds up. Pretty darn good. Yeah, cool image. And then another one a little further back. We'll let that load. Yeah, plenty sharp. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, pretty darn cool. And then here we are in Stanley. Very, very cold out. My feet were numb at this point. 2 feet of snow. Very sharp. That's at 2.5. So I did, yeah, shot at 2.5 here, probably to bring in the mountains a little more. And let's look at that vignette. Hardly any vignette at 2.5. And then again, 1.8, just because I think it was getting really bright. There's our vignette at 1.8. And sharpness, crazy, crazy sharp. Dig it. And here we are indoors. Just messing around. Getting married in this chapel this year. And 800 ISO, 1.4. And yeah, this one I cropped, I think, just, yeah, you can see here why I cropped it, just to bring it into frame. And then outside, skip that one actually. Here we can get a little separation. We're at 1.6, probably just user error, bumped it. Getting a little ghosting, a little soft, but still an amazing image. I think it's great. And here, 1.4. Yeah, she's a little sharper than him, but pretty darn good. And then right outside in front of some aspens. Looks great. And yeah, this one I just cropped because it was fun to crop. And here we're at 2.0. I maxed out my ISO and my shutter, so that's why we're at f2. And I don't know, it's a little sharper here than it is on his hands. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe just falling off a little. And then in our hotel, getting ready to head out. Brave the cold. And pretty darn sharp right here. You can see it's falling off. And let's look at that vignette. Yeah, no problems with that vignette at all. And F2 outside, just showing up to our hotel. Plenty of sharpness across the board, and contrast is great. And let's look at that vignette with full sun. A little harsher on the corners, but still correctable. And same thing here. And a little crop on that, but let's look at that lens profile. Yeah, looks great. No problems with that. And then this one here was a panoramic. Like I said in my other video, I always want to see how the vignette holds up on blue skies with a panoramic, because a lot of times you'll get funky lines where they stitch, and so we're not seeing anything weird going on here. So you can stitch that together, and that's at 1.4. And here another one, 2.0. See that vignette at 2.0. Not bad at all. And then starting off our journey here, Boise, very sharp, 1.4. And as we back up, same location. A little softer as we get distance. Kind of seeing that as a trend with all these lenses. And again, this lens, like the other ones, was pretty beat up. Just kind of wandering around, getting coffee in the morning, getting some different scenes. And a little soft, but still looks good to me. And here we can see some of the flare. It pops in here. It's not a bad flare, not an exciting flare, but face is sharp, 1.4. And then right here, 1.4, horizontal, looks great. And then just some food photos, messing around. Get that vignette inside. Yeah, no vignette there, F2. And then more food. And just hanging out at the restaurant. 2500 ISO. And pretty darn sharp. And wandering around downtown. Here we are, 1000 ISO, 1.6. Probably just bumped it. Nice and sharp. And then my wife, sister, 1.6. Nice and sharp. Yeah, just a great combo. It's good. And then here's some 1600 ISO. I think I focused back here, playing mini bowling. Yeah, sharp enough, but yeah, you can see that's where it was focused. And I was playing with manual focus on this. And then this is autofocus, 1600 ISO, crazy sharp. And focused on my daughter. I think I was playing with manual at this point as well, just to see what I was capable of, and focused here. And see how the vignetting is inside. Not bad at all. That's probably leave it actually. I don't think it's bad at all. And just some detail shots. Super sharp. 1.4, 2000 ISO. This camera is just a little light beast. And then handed it off to my brother, who's still learning. Nice and sharp, 2000 ISO. Colors are great. And then just wandering around the restaurant. Yeah, a little off, but good enough. Messing around here. Yep, nice and sharp. And this kid was having a blast with this mini bowling. Awesome, nice and sharp. Maybe just a little soft, but still plenty good. And yeah, you're getting everything you need out of that little blur, but you can still read it. And just walking down the street. 125 ISO. Yeah, it falls a little soft as you get some distance, but I still think that's an amazing image. And let's look at that vignette. I mean, I'd probably leave the vignette. I think it's cool. And then we'd crop it up a little better. Something like that. And then the girls outside. We're at F2. Probably stopped it down just so I could get them all in focus, which mostly did. Yeah, mostly did. And then indoors, 1.4. Nice and sharp. And then back at home before we left, 1.4. Yeah, this lens holds up. It's great. I do think the 85 and the 105 is probably the sharpest. I should someday try the 135, but for now, a little soft as we get distance. And then just the kid, 3200 ISO, watching her show. And 1000 ISO. The lights we have in our table are really warm, so sometimes they look good, sometimes they don't. And then first photos I took right here. A little close, so you're getting a little distortion. A little fisheye-ish, but not that bad. And then let's look at that vignette. Yeah, really not bad, but sharp at 1.4. And then this one, we'll look at the vignette, and then we'll zoom in. Yep, a little soft. So it might be user error too. Just need to get to know the lens better. But overall, I mean, that lens, I don't even know what they cost. I want to say they're like 500 bucks. I could be wrong, but yeah, super. I mean, reasonable. And there's tons of them out there. So just if you can find a good copy, I think it's a great option for this setup. And you're not going to have any harsh vignetting that's going to ruin your image. You'll see in my other reviews as they come out, the 35 and the 24 definitely have their limitations, but this is where we kind of get to the end of the line. The 40 mil would be a good option too. Maybe I'll try that someday. But for now, I think the 50 is just such a good combo, and then you're getting more out of that field of view with the medium format. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. So like, subscribe if you want to see my other videos. They're going to be coming out as well, so you can kind of see the lenses that your options for this medium format system that can work. So hope you have a good day, and thanks for watching.